Oh, let's see what happens here with GJ. You know, this is probably one of those you have to. This is going to be a tricky one here.
Why do you say that, Dennis?
It's just kind of breaking out now, but let's wait and see if this 5 minute can close here in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes like this, and the next one breaks out. Can execute a buy to run maybe like 20 pips, but we got to be patient here and see. Yeah, if this 15 minute closes is bullish, I'm gonna guess that the next one's gonna have a pullback into the top of this, and then on the breakout we can trade the buys. It's like gold, the inverse of gold this morning. Gold closed super bearish down on the support, and the next one just broke it and ripped out of there. It's a perfect trade. GJ's the same way. It'll close bullish up here. Can't close back in this range though. We really need it to close above this. But it looks just, it looks like we just cleaned out these lows and closed back in that range, then created higher lows, higher lows. So now we're creating that bottom wick on GJ. That breakout should be good to run after it breaks out. 1 hour is clean, 4 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. Just got to give it a minute here. Yeah, gold was an easy trade today. That was an easy setup. This should be, now the only concern here is that once it breaks out, it's going to run into like 150, 192 and come back down and then break again. So we're going to have to see how we want to manage this, but right now it's moving slow. Looks like Bitcoin's going to take a bit longer too to set up for us. Can't execute on anything on that yet. Really rallied out last night. I'm surprised about that. Gonna delete some of this noise from yesterday and last night.
Tanner, you said there might be a problem just above the breakout there at 150, 192. Would you consider moving your breakout to that point then?
Nah, because I think in this case, it's still gonna be, we got a 15-minute candle close above everything, testing it on the breakout. We should just bypass that really, but it could be the potential of a problem. It's just, you gotta weigh it out and see how you wanna play it. I'd rather just get in and anticipate value and push past that.
Yeah.
Looks like gold too. If gold hits this low again and breaks through this, I think it's gonna end up melting all the way down this time. That's, gold is probably like the easier trade right now. But my focus is on GJ and it's kind of already moving. Let's see here if GJ can't break out. We'll keep some tight risk management on this too. Yeah, this should continue on the breakout now. $30-minute looks clean on it. 15-minute, hourly, 4-hour. Everything looks good on this breakout. I'm gonna set this to break even already. I'm gonna set mine to break even. This thing should continue to push with the momentum. I'm not here to take any unnecessary losses. See gold, that was the easier, like, that's pretty easy. I see that happen all the time. 25 pip drop there. See if GJ can continue though. This thing better just rip out of here. That, and the reason I'm setting it to break even is just watching it. Like, yeah, we can play the breakout, but we've seen how slow it was up to that point, and we're seeing how slow it is right now. So what if it just loses its momentum and falls back into the range? We aren't prepared for it. We end up taking a loss on it. I'm all right. If it hits me at break even, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I should have just traded gold, honestly. Just again, hit it again. Pretty easy trade there. GJ sucks. Come on. I would anticipate that once this 1 minute high is broken, if it does break it, that we continue to make the move up to this point, but we just got to break out of there without pulling back at this point. Because you've got clean range in here to run to 152.52. I got hit at break even on this. Spread took me out. Yeah, I would anticipate this move still plays out today. But I short gold this morning, and I'm not in a hurry to get stuck in anything I don't like. Oh, and look, that's the classic move for me. You know, when I get hit at break even, your trade's about to run. These guys, I swear there's like targets on my back every time. It's 2AT. It never fails here. Literally comes back, whacks me perfectly break even, and just rally straight out of there. Now, if you're holding this, your target's going to get hit. So you can start to, I would, and the reason that I wouldn't try to hold longer than this, I would probably scale out like, I would scale out at least 90% up at this level here, 152.256. And the other thing is just scaling out into the strength. A lot of people wait for pullbacks to pull their money out. It's a stupid idea. So there you go. Scale out 90% now. Did anyone else execute on GJ buys? Anyone else execute here? Anyone?
Yeah, I did. I had my breakout a little higher when we talked about it, and I got hit at break even a little earlier than you did.
Yeah, the break even is nice. Yeah, I would definitely scale some out if you're in that. 100%. Would not try to hold it. Have a look at gold late day mover. Probably another move on gold to the downside today. Back down to 1792.17. That makes plenty of sense there. I think that's going to be it for me today, though. I mean, I really wanted Bitcoin this week, but it rallied out of there pretty hard, honestly. A lot harder than I expected. I figured that daily candle would make a retracement, but nothing like that. We'll see what happens with it this week. Check GJ. Imagine that somebody got scammed into making some more money here. We scammed them into making money. See, the thing about these kind of setups like with GJ right now is that you don't have crazy momentum like this going into the session, which allows for like a quick short position like yesterday's trade. But it's a lot slower grind because it's coming out of this like reversal area. And it's a lot slower because if you look at GJ on the daily, this is just a huge daily support down here we ran into. So price come down and tapped into this daily support, and it's retracing now on the daily time frame. Now, if you look on the weekly, that leaves space for the weekly now to obviously have a bounce off of this weekly support. But now you have to see is the next thing you have to see is if you break these weekly lows again, you're most likely going to have that fall to like 154, 500. So the bounce on the daily lows, this would be like a short-term idea, at least. That's the way I would look at it. Is it just a shorter term idea now? On the daily, it does look like I'm gonna say it looks like there was some sort of trend line that price kept tapping into. So, it could be getting scooped up by that as well to continue bullish, but just have to take it day by day and see. Can't really predict it. But look at that. It's gonna see if it'll break out and hit the 150-400 today. It's so annoying when this happens. I put my trade to break even and it hits it break even and then makes the move. It happens to me all the time. And sometimes I want to fight it and not put it at break even, but you got to find some balance. What are you going to do with it? There goes gold. No top wick on the 15-minute that just started. I just want to see if gold will hit 1792 flat today, or if it's going to stall out here and bounce off of this. That new 15-minute that opened doesn't have top wicks either. So it could be that price is going to create a top wick, screw around for a while. Outside of that, we had the GJ buys on here. Some people made it, some people didn't. Gold sells happened early this morning, pretty early, pretty fast. Things played out really quick with this. Outside of that, I'm not going to trade anything else. That's going to be it. Looks like oil might be recovering a little bit here. Looks like the dollar is still grinding higher as of right now. Yeah, you're late to the party. We weren't on here long today anyways. I just seen a setup happening on GJ, so we came in, broke it down, and traded the buys on this. Outside of that, um, outside of that, nothing else is looking too great. Gold already made it sell. There's a potential it can hit 1792, 200 today, though. I just think you're going to see a bounce off of this before it continues. No top wick on the 15-minute, like we talked about. Just want to watch the price action here on gold for till like 8 o'clock. We can see if it'll start to break back down and melt to 1792. Looks like Coca-Cola's earnings were pretty good too. Yeah, I think we got some downside coming, even further downside on gold and silver. And I mean, as long as the dollar continues to climb here, you got to wait for structure to break, but that's going to definitely put downward pressure on metals too. Because you look at silver too on the weekly, it just does not look good. This weekly just reminds me of, it's like breaking the trend too. The daily already broke it. Yeah, it looks like a huge collapse is about to happen. Overall, though, until we break this whole range, not too concerned with it. I think price should struggle around like 23 bucks to break, probably bounce back. Again, you got to think like you're just in this overall range. It's people get too caught up in the intraday noise sometimes. It's not anything too crazy. And by collapse, I just mean price breaking this trend. We could come see the bottom of this range again. See, new 4-hour candles are about to start here in 8 minutes. Yeah, this will be a 20 pip range down here. pretty strong hourly close. I imagine that the new 4-hour and new hourly is going to make a pullback before, if they do continue down. But again, outside of that, we traded GJ this morning. Nothing else on here. Nothing else on the Zoom. That's going to be it for me. We can come back. We can trade again on Friday. I'll trade with no risk tomorrow live, but come back and trade Friday. See what we can catch on there. See what the news is like. Got today's Wednesday. Crude inventory at 9:30. So outside of that, I'm done today. No more, no nothing. That's it. GJ buys. Some people call it gold sells too. We'll hang out Friday. I will see you guys then.